The rule was that if you were late to Professor Bartholomew Higgins's mandatory lab, even by 1 second, you failed the assignment. He'd soon discover the bitter taste of his own medicine. Professor Higgins, a tall, thin man with a perpetually disapproving frown, was a stickler for punctuality. The rule was simple. All lab reports were due at 5 p.m. precisely. Come even a millisecond after, and the grade was an automatic 0. He'd made this declaration clear at the start of the semester. Poor Michael Davis got stuck in traffic and arrived at 5 and 1 second. "The rules are the rules, Mr. Davis," Professor Higgins had said, his voice as frigid as the November air. "Your report is invalid." Rebecca Miller's laptop crashed, and she submitted her report at 5 and 3 seconds. "I am not responsible for your technical difficulties, Miss Miller," he'd stated, with a cruel smile. "The deadline has passed." Professor Higgins's behavior was a clear display of the psychological phenomenon of rigidity, stemming from his insecurity about his authority. My own report was worth a significant portion of my grade, 25% to be exact. A 0 would be catastrophic. I needed a B I could not risk failing. I arrived at the lab an hour early, at 3:30 p.m., ensuring my report was printed and ready. I also knew Professor Higgins's weakness for pastries, so I brought a box of his favorite muffins, placing them strategically on the table near the entrance. At 4:45 p.m., I began recording a video with my phone, focused on the clock on the wall. Along with the door, the goal was to meticulously document what would happen. 4:50 p.m. The minutes ticked by, each one a hammer blow against my nerves. The other students began to arrive, exchanging worried glances. 4:55 p.m. The tension in the room thickened, palpable. The silence was deafening. 4:59 p.m. My camera remained trained on the door, my heart hammering against my ribs. 5 p.m. The clock struck the hour. No Professor Higgins. 5:01 p.m. Still nothing. I could feel my pulse racing. I needed data. 5:03 p.m. His office door remained closed. 5:05 p.m. A few whispers broke out among the students. 5:07 p.m. I knew what I had to do. Finally, at 5:10 p.m., he strode in, his face flushed, a look of fluster. "Apologies, everyone," he said breathlessly. "I was delayed. My blood sugar dropped and I had to stop to get a snack." Calmly, I stepped forward, recording him on my phone. "Professor Higgins," I began, my voice steady, "according to Section 4.3 of your syllabus, a late submission receives a 0, regardless of the reason." I gestured to the other students, who, now sensing the trap, began recording with their own phones. Then there was a knock. In walked Dr. Alina Vance, the head of the department, holding the muffins I left by the door and the video recording I did. "Professor Higgins," she said sternly, "I have reviewed the evidence. You are, indeed, 10 minutes late. Therefore, in accordance with your own policy, your lab report grade for this assignment will be a 0. Professor Higgins learned the value of a timely submission. This was a clear example of the reciprocity principle. Actions and policies applied to others are often experienced personally.